Why hello you guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video, as you guys could tell by the title, it is going to be a DIY. So I am in my DIY best attire and makeup. It is very casual because it's just going to be a fun projecting video. And I know what you're thinking, why in the world would you be building a coffin bookshelf? But I'll give you guys a little backstory about how this idea came to light. Me and my husband were actually watching The Secret Life of Jeffree Star that Shane Dawson did. And when it came to the house tour and they were in his room showing off the whole setup he has, there was this beautiful pink coffin that he had as a bookshelf. And I was just in awe of it. I was like, I want one. And my husband looks over at me and he's like, I can make that for you. And I was like, yes, please. So that is how this idea came about. All credit, of course, to Jeffree Star. He's the one who had the pink bookshelf, which inspired today's video. So we are just creating a DIY version. And I was thinking in my head, you know what? Maybe there are other people who are a little bit extra like myself, and maybe they want to build their own pink coffin bookshelf, or maybe people just are curious about this. I don't know. I just thought it would be a fun video to do for you guys. So I'm actually gonna take you into my garage and I'm gonna go over how we are making this beautiful pink coffin. So let me take you out there. Okay, so you guys are getting some behind the scenes footage right now. We are in my garage. As you guys can see, this is kind of my projecting area. We not only have this coffin we're working on, I'm also redoing our coffee table. I'm turning it gray from this red kind of stained look, so it's gonna be really nice. And then behind there, I also have a mirror, which is gonna be repurposed. It was used for, I think, a dresser. And we're gonna turn it into one of those Hollywood glam vanity styles. So if you guys wanna see a video on that too, let me know. But this project is the one that we are talking about today. So as you can see, we have already put it all together. What I highly suggest is that you do have someone who can work with power tools or a saw do this for you, because if you are not very skilled, I would say, have someone who knows what they're doing help you. Which is why it's already put together. I had my husband help me with everything, and I'm gonna put all of the measurements in the description box. I'm gonna label it, the bottom, the first two longest side walls, the two shortest, and the top, and then of course the back panel. I will put all of the measurements in the description box, so in case you want to create one for yourself, just look at the description box. That way I'm not here talking about all the measurements and whatnot. It might get a little bit confusing. But essentially, here is the coffin, and we just ended up kind of figuring it out along the way. We did use some repurposed wood for my husband's work. So basically, we just kind of figured this out as we went. We cut out the sides for the coffin, and then we had to figure out how to really angle it and then put it all together. So it is definitely not an easy process. I would definitely have someone help you. But once you get all the pieces cut out, which if you go to Home Depot, they probably would be more than happy to help you cut everything out to the exact sizes that you need. So if you do not have a saw or anything like that, just ask them at Home Depot in the wood section. They will have someone there to help you. Then once you have all your wood pieces from Home Depot, you're gonna also need 12 screws. And essentially you're gonna go to the sides here. And what we did is we drilled into it a little bit to kind of create a little bit of a hole. And then we took the screws and drilled it through together, because it is a very awkward kind of shape. So if you're just drilling straight in, it may not hold as well. So we just created a little hole so that way we would be able to go in straight and make sure that these are holding together. And we did that on every single corner that there is. We drilled the bottom ones from the bottom up. And as you guys can tell, there is a lot more screws on the back here. You should only need 15, but we ended up using 17 because we had a little bit of a splitting issue here, because we were kind of figuring out the measurements as we went along. We're gonna give you all the accurate ones we figured out afterwards, so you will not make our mistakes. But all you will need to do is put 3 screws there, 2 there, 2 there, and then 4 along to the bottom on each side. So easy peasy getting it all together to put that back panel on and the side walls, but definitely have someone help you because it may be kind of tricky getting everything to kind of stay into place. And then here are actually the shelves that are going to go inside of the bookshelf. These are all cut out. I will also leave in the description box the sizes of each shelf, one starting at the bottom all the way to the top, which is going to be number 4. There's going to be 4 shelves. These are all cut out and ready. I just need to paint these. And then I decided to do this process before we start the painting. It is to measure out exactly where you want to put your shelves and where you're going to put those little shelf brackets. I will show you guys those after the painting process. I'll put those in. But we decided to drill the holes before just in case there is any wood splitting. You are able to put a little bit of wood putty, fill it in, and then paint over it because we did have some splitting here and there. So I'm happy I decided to do this before the painting process. But essentially the shelves are going to go up 12.5 inches the entire way, 4 steps up. So you want to make sure you have a drill and a leveler. So you're gonna have the shelves cut out to the appropriate size. You're gonna hold them up. On these bottom ones, it's a little bit easier because you can just put the shelf in there and it'll kind of hold its place where it needs to go, and then you just level it out, draw a little line so you know where to drill the holes so you can smack the little shelf ends into, and then bada bing, bada boom, you got some shelves. So that is where you can see we drew our line 12.5 inches up. We put the little hole right below, and we did take out the little shelf braces because we are going to paint over this, and I have one of those little rollers, so it would not be easy to maneuver around it with that. But now you guys are all caught up to speed on where we are at. We are now going to start the painting process of this shelf, and the color I have is actually called Belladonna. It is the Do It Best brand. I got this from Builder Supply. As you can see, here is what the color looks like and the number that goes to it. So that is the pink that I'm going for with the shelf. So I'm just gonna pour it out into my little paint tray, dip my little roller into it, and start painting the bookshelf and the little shelves along with it. I think I will show you guys a little bit of me painting, speed through it. And what I'm probably gonna do is 2 to 3 coats. I'm gonna do the second coat and kind of see if it needs to have a third. If it does, I'm gonna go in with it and I'll let you guys know just how many I do. Let's do some painting.
Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side. My love.
And here is the bookshelf all painted pink. It is so cute. Oh, I am loving it. This is with 2 coats. And like I mentioned earlier, this is the paint that I used. I used Belladonna 140D. I ended up using 1.5 of these in order to completely color the entire bookshelf. Sorry, not color. Paint the entire bookshelf plus the shelves with 2 coats. I think I also didn't mention before when I started painting, I used a semi-gloss instead of a full gloss because I'm going to be having this in the back of my videos. So I didn't want anything too shiny where it's going to reflect the light too much. If you want to go for a full-on gloss, go for it. This is how a semi-gloss looks. I think it looks very nice. Now, of course, this is not 100% perfect. We actually used repurposed wood. So our wood has a lot of imperfections in it. You're gonna see a lot of, natural wood markings where there's little holes. If you buy some from Home Depot, you can pick out, the best ones that you perhaps want that look perfect for you. But this is how mine looks, and we have it on a t-shirt right now. We need to put some of those little, what are they called? I forget the names of them, but this is what one looks like. It's the little things you put underneath tables, bookshelves, to keep it from kind of scratching up the floor. So we need to put 4 of these at the bottom. And now all that's really left is to continue putting in those little shelf ends. I started the process. These are the ones in which I chose. They're kind of flat and they have a little bit of a bronzed look. There are tons of options if you go to any kind of builder supply store. So I already started putting some of these in. You want to make sure you drill out the hole and then you hammer it in so that way it's really nice and snug. And just to kind of reiterate, the shelves are all spaced out evenly. They go up by 12 1/4 all the way up, which I found the top one to be the most difficult. The ones on the bottom here, it is very easy because you can just slide in the shelves if you have them cut to the correct size, and it will hold itself there, and then you can put a leveler on and then mark where you need to drill in and then put these little shelf ends in. The top one was way more difficult because you need to hold it yourself in order to kind of feel out, level, make sure it's even, and then mark it across. So what I actually recommend that we didn't do, but I thought of it afterwards, is taking the shelf and flipping it upside down to where you can just plop that shelf in there too, have it just sitting in there, and then be able to get everything level, proper height, and mark it, and then drill into it, and then set the shelf on like that. Would be so much easier. So that is what I recommend for you guys to do if you're planning on doing this yourself. So now I'm just gonna finish up plopping in these last 4 and then putting the shelves in, and then we can see it all put together. And here's what it looks like all shelved up. There are some areas in which I realize now that I kind of missed a little bit. So I'm gonna take my leftover paint with a little fine paintbrush, and I'm just gonna fill in those areas that I think needs a little bit of touch up before we go ahead and put it in the room where it's gonna be and start putting stuff on it. Now's the time to do it. Okay, so it has been fully touched up to where I'm happy with it. I'm gonna leave it to dry, and then I'm gonna move it into my kind of beauty room, and then I will start to decorate it and show you guys it once it's all set up. Okay, so here we have it, you guys. My coffin is complete. Here it is, full of all of my beauty products. I think it looks so freaking cool. I'm in love with the way it turned out, and it's gonna be behind me in my background. As you guys can see, that is a partial wallpaper. This is my little nook in which I record in. There are my IKEA drawers that I show you in my previous makeup collection and storage video. I have those right next to me, so pretty awesome setup. Here is a little side view of it, so hopefully you can see the full thing. As you can see, my beauty lights and my desk are kind of in the way, so this is the best angle I could show you. Here's also a little close-up. I put some lips up top, some palettes, my Impressions vanity organizer, my brushes down there, some skincare, a little DIY picture frame here that I actually printed out myself, some giveaway items that I am storing up for you guys, and then some new products to test out down below. Here's kind of a sneak preview of what it is gonna look like behind me with my videos. I'm probably gonna be switching it up depending on the season. Halloween is right around the corner, so I'm thinking I'm gonna put some skeletons back there, different things that are Halloween theme, and then throughout the seasons change it up a little bit. I absolutely love the way that this turned out, and I hope you guys did too. If you end up recreating this and making a bookshelf for yourself, I would love it if you tag me on Instagram so I could see your guys' creations as well. Oh, and I will also have everything listed down below in the description box, so if there is anything you're kind of questioning, if I went a little bit fast, I will have a full list down there, or if you have any kinds of questions about anything, feel free to leave me a comment with it down below and I will answer you. But if you like this video, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that little bell button. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!